Hey guys, Level Cap here. Today I want to talk about Call of Duty Modern Warfare's Realism game mode. It's one of my favorite multiplayer game modes next to Gunfight. And what's really cool about this game mode is you can max out the graphics and have a extremely immersive experience. I made a custom loadout specifically for this mode that seems to fare pretty darn well. And I want to get into the details of why I like this mode. But first, I've got a message from my sponsor. And this is actually one of my channel's first ever sponsors, and I've been happy to keep up a good working relationship with them throughout the years. You guys might know who I'm talking about. It's Origin PC. They've been custom building my gaming PCs for years to top end specs, and they just hooked me up with a brand new EVO16-S gaming laptop. Now, several years back, I might have argued that gaming laptops really couldn't contend with some of the amazing features available on gaming desktops. But in that time period, new hardware has become available to laptops, giving them things like high refresh rate displays, basically allowing me to get similar performance and fidelity that I can on a desktop gaming PC. And what you're seeing here is me playing with a 144 Hertz refresh rate display on my EVO16-S laptop, and I've got RTX enabled for insane visuals and immersion in the Realism game mode, which actually gets rid of a lot of your heads-up display elements for just enhancing that experience. So turning RTX on for better lighting and shadows and even reflections really enhances that experience and takes it to the next level. Now, Origin PC has an incredible reputation with their customers, some of the best customer service and tech support I've ever experienced with a company before, on top of which they're willing to build you whatever you want. If you want to overclock your system and get the absolute maximum performance possible, they will overclock your hardware and give you the fastest gaming PC that they can build, and they'll cover it with their warranty and stress test it to make sure that you're going to get a PC that's going to run stable as soon as you power it on and load up your favorite games. And I was truly blown away by the performance of this laptop running the GeForce RTX 2070 Max-Q design, which is a mobile GPU. I was able to turn on RTX and still get good performance out of this game and still play competitively in a multiplayer environment. So check out originpc.com. I'll put a link for that in the video description. I highly recommend them for custom PC and laptop builders. Now, let's talk about this Realism game mode. What is it exactly? What sets it apart from the other game modes in Call of Duty? Well, like the name suggests, it's more realistic than the standard game modes. The UI is absolutely minimal. In fact, you don't even have a mini-map unless somebody has activated a UAV. You don't have an ammo readout, you don't have your kill streak readout. It's very, very minimal. You're mostly relying on sight and sound to locate your enemies. On top of that, they've also implemented a one-shot headshot rule for faster takedowns. The normal damage model seems to be identical to the standard game, but if you can aim for the head more consistently, you can get those kills incredibly fast, which will allow you to play with basically any sort of weapon in a competitive edge if you would like. There's people running around with pistols playing pretty darn competitively because they were aiming largely for the head. I mean, the TTK in Call of Duty is pretty fast as is, but this speeds it up even a little bit faster for those instantaneous takedowns. Now, there isn't any sort of kill feed either, or sort of kill confirmed text being displayed on screen, but there is a slight audio cue when you do get a kill, so you don't necessarily have to go investigate every person that you down to make sure that you actually did kill them. You can mostly tell by the audio cue. Now, again, turning the graphics up in this mode is really awesome because it just enhances the immersion. You're not being distracted by contrasty or flashing UI elements all the time. You can really just get into it and rely on sight and sound, and it's just a different experience from the standard Call of Duty experience, which I like a lot. Also, because of the lack of UI elements and sort of more heavily reliance on sight and sound, the gameplay seems to slow down a little bit, and there seems to be a bit less spam of the kill streaks out there. Also, you can run around with Ghost and like Cold-Blooded and stuff if you really don't want to get bothered by the kill streaks, and just turn it into really a pure shooter experience. Now, of course, like other games that offer a one-shot headshot kill potential, it is going to be beneficial to run with weapons with extremely high rate of fire or decent enough accuracy to guarantee a quick headshot if you have the aim to back it up. So I made a custom M4 build for this mode. This is like the fastest way I knew how to play with an M4. Ultimate ADS speed and quick reload, basically everything to go with it. So I've got the FFS 12.4-inch barrel on there, which comes with a built-in suppressor. I've got the GI Mini Reflex sight, the no stock option, which allows you to ADS a lot faster, the stippled grip tape for faster aim and reaction speed, and then of course the sleight of hand perk for faster reload. This just gives you an incredibly nimble version of the M4A1 that plays a lot more like an SMG. The recoil control and cone of fire is not particularly impressive on this weapon. I wouldn't recommend it for medium to long range engagements, but for running around a tight-knit, close-quarter environment as fast as possible with decently fast ADS speed for an M4, it is absolutely a beast. And if you're not going to nab a headshot in there, well, it's still an M4, so the DPS is going to be very impressive. Now, I chose to run with Double Time, Ghost, and Battle Harden. The Double Time just giving me a little bit more stamina to move around faster and faster movement while crouched. Since movement sound and movement speed, especially when crouched, is such an important aspect of this mode for creeping around and lurking, it just seemed to make me feel that much more nimble. Ghost, because I always run with Ghost, is just so beneficial to stay off a radar, especially when enemy UAVs are popping off left, right, and center. It's going to get you spotted too much if you don't have it, so I like running with Ghost. And then Battle Harden, because it's just an all-around decent perk to run with. Absolutely had a blast running this loadout on Realism game mode. I didn't find any issues with it whatsoever. All the maps I felt like I could totally dominate or do really well with this setup. There's also a lot of people running very effectively with SMG builds, so I'm sure you could try out a similar concept just with SMGs. You might actually have even more success with it. I like Realism a lot. It's probably my second favorite game mode out there. There's a few things that I would maybe add or tweak about it. I would love to see different modes other than TDM added to it. And also, it seems like the nighttime modes queue up a bit too frequently, which once in a while is fine with me, but playing 3 or 4 nighttime modes in a row got a bit repetitive. Laser sights at night and night vision goggles are cool and all, but over and over and over again, and it kind of starts to lose its allure. But anyway, I highly recommend checking out Realism mode. It's definitely one of the more fun ways to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare, in my opinion. And of course, if you're looking to get a custom PC build, check out OriginPC.com. They make incredible laptops. Absolutely love the laptop. Thanks again to Origin PC for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Level Cap signing off.